Land Before Time. The Past and the Future. Chapter 6. Being Sucked In. The bright circle was shining over the heavenly valley. Littlefoot, Sierra, Ducky, Petrie, Ruby were heading to the cave that Littlefoot saw the two shadowed figures. Moments later, they finally arrived at the cave. Is this the cave that you and Chomper slept in? Littlefoot asked. Yes, it is definitely, Ruby said. So this is where you saw those two shadowed figures, Sierra said sarcastically. I'm being serious. I really saw those shadowed figures, Littlefoot said, frustrated. Relax, we believe you, Littlefoot, Petrie said. So, what's the reason you brought us here, anyway? Sierra asked, annoyed. I was thinking that maybe those two shadowed figures took Chomper, Littlefoot said. How is that even possible? Ruby asked, confused. Did you just say those two shadowed figures were thin? So how did they could have took Chomper, when he is a sharp tooth, and I'm sure Chomper can take on those two shadowed figures, Sierra said, confused. I don't know how they could, but it's the only explanation I got, Littlefoot said. Well, it sounds weird, but I guess it sorta makes sense. Yep, Ducky said. Anyway, so where is this oval-shaped hole you saw as well? Sierra asked. It was right here, Littlefoot pointed out while walking up to the wall of the cave. Littlefoot lifted up his front right paw to point the spot where he saw the oval-shaped hole. So you were telling us that those two shadowed figures somehow took Chomper, and they hopped right into the oval-shaped hole, and just simply vanished, Sierra said sarcastically. This isn't funny, Sierra. I'm being serious about all this, Littlefoot said, annoyed. So if I just throw a small rock at that spot, it will somehow go through it, huh? Step aside, Sierra said sarcastically. Sierra threw a small rock with her tail at the spot on the wall where Littlefoot saw the oval-shaped hole. Littlefoot stood back away from the small rock. The small rock went right through the wall. The small rock completely vanished. Littlefoot, Sierra, Ducky, Spike, Petrie, Ruby's eyes widened in shock from what they just saw. What just happened? Petrie said nervously as he gulped. Did I just see that? Sierra said, dumbfounded. Littlefoot lifted his right paw, and he placed it on the spot of the oval-shaped hole. Was that? Suddenly his foot was sucked right into wall, then the hole started pulling in Littlefoot. Littlefoot tried to pull himself out frantically. Guys, help! Help! Littlefoot yelled panically. Sierra, Ducky, Spike, Petrie, Ruby quickly ran to Littlefoot. Then they started to pull on Littlefoot, trying to get him out. Hang on, Littlefoot, we will get you out, Sierra yelled panically. They were struggling to pull Littlefoot out. Then lightning started to spark out everywhere. Littlefoot, Sierra, Ducky, Spike, Petrie, Ruby's eyes widened in fear. Moments later, a loud scream came right through the heavenly valley. Littlefoot's grandparents, Sierra's father, Petrie's mother, Ducky and Spike's mother, and Father Ruby's mother, heard their scream for help.